All right. Welcome back to Orphans. And just to do a little bit of recap on the last video, let's go ahead and check out our notes here. We have some new notes. We have the cemetery, Mika's parents, Ina, and the grave. So, starting off with the cemetery. After Leon found clues about a certain Elizabeth Brown, we got curious. It seems that Miss Brown used to be one of the nuns at the orphanage, but she must have died a long time ago. Leon's find suggests that she was buried somewhere on the grounds. I went back to Fontz's cloud to do some more research. There actually seems to be a small cemetery on the grounds. Jarek is on his way to find it now. And as we know, Jarek did find that cemetery and found Miss Elizabeth Brown's tomb, essentially, and found actually some diary notes as well. Mika's parents. Annie texted me again. At first, I thought she's overprotective with worry about Mika, but then she told me the reason why. Their parents died in a car accident, and since then, they've been on their own. No wonder she gets worried about when Mika is on the road and doesn't get in touch. So we know that, Mika and Annie's parents, they did pass away in a car accident, and which explains why Annie is so protective of Mika, especially when she's out on her own. I mean, they've lost so much already. Last thing that Annie wants to do is lose Mika, and I'm sure Mika feels the same way about Annie. Now, we also met Ina in the last video. Ina just texted me again and reassured me she didn't send the video of this car crash. I was quite skeptical, but she seems to be telling the truth. What kind of friend would she be if she had sent this video after what happened to Mika's parents? Anyway, where did this video come from? We already know that this ghost, this entity, this being of energy and power already knows how to play tricks on technology. We've seen a little girl in the window. We've seen a chair move, but nobody else saw it. And when we go back and look at that video, it's not there. So we know that this energy, this ghostly figure, whatever it might be, knows how to use technology, knows how to hack into it, and knows how to, send or at least manipulate videos. And so it's very possible that Ina didn't send that video and it was just trying to freak everybody out because it seems to be a jerk ghost. The grave. Jarek found the grave of Sister Brown. She was buried in a mausoleum in the cemetery. Near the grave, he also found old diary page. We recalled there was a folder in the cloud that referred to this diary. I think I'll dig a little deeper. And with that being said, if we look back in our apps and we look into our files, we do have a diary entry in there that was inputted in by none other than Henry Fontz. So let's go ahead and listen to this diary page together.
During my research on the history of this orphanage, I visited the place several times to experience firsthand the dark atmosphere that surrounds this building. What happened here? Why can't the tormented souls find peace? And why are they doomed to stay here forever? The cold walls seem to literally be screaming at me. Something terrible must have happened here, and I had to find out what it was. I discovered the derelict cemetery by chance. It's located in a small clearing of the nearby forest with the mausoleum of Sister Brown in its center. Sister Brown was a nun who ran the orphanage until she was replaced by a certain Father John. The door to the mausoleum was open. My breath burned cold in my lungs as I entered the gloomy building. The pungent smell of feces and decay hit me as I descended the steps and approached the coffin. The floor was covered with the carcasses of birds and rodents, and I had to gather all my courage not to run away in a panic. My heart was beating up to my neck, and I had a cold sweat on my forehead. Although I already traveled to so many dark places and experienced terrible things, this place was different. It possessed the aura of pure evil. A shudder seized me and I almost vomited. This place was unlike anything I had experienced or seen before. Every part of my body wanted to run away. But an uncanny power seemed to make me stay. And so, I stood before the open coffin of Sister Brown and looked at her decomposed bones. Then I saw it, wrapped in dust and cobwebs. The diary. Her bony hands were holding on to it, but I wanted it. I had to have it. And so, my dear readers, today, I am able to present to you a part of these notes.
He damn stole the nun's diary. Despicable. Henry, it was despicable. We wanted to find the diary. We wanted to steal it, and then Henry got to it before we did. It sounds like a lovely place. I would love to visit one day. Sounds terrible. Let's go back to chats. We're jumping right back into the haunted. We have our new theme in the background. We got the ghosts. Well, some of them are happy ghosts. Some of them are upset ghosts. But the little happy ghost down at the bottom. All right, Jarek, I'm on my way back. Are you in the dining hall by now? Mika just got here. Tammy, I've got company. I'll be there in a minute, says Sandy. Leon, what about you? I'll be there in a sec too. So Leon's not lost still. Like Leon, well, at least I hope so. So Leon might still be lost. Last we left off, Leon was he had no idea where he was going. I'm feeling like I'm walking around in circles. Yeah, you probably are. The ghosts are playing tricks on you, Leon. It's your own fault. You desperately wanted to go exploring. Jarek says, I'll collect some leaves on the way and pay Peter another visit. Oh, you gotta go make sure Peter got into the things freaking out. Screen's freaking out. Movement detected. It's a mouse! Oh, he's so cute. That might sound weird, but did it say something? Or did it just squeal at me? It sounded like it squealed at me or something. So Leon says, great, the rabbit gets fed while we're going hungry. Tammy says, I know. Hopefully Ina and Sam will turn up soon. I'm starving. And that was when we found the movement. He's so cute. Little mouse. Look, mice, look, as disgusting as they might be, they are super cute. They are. They got cute little faces like... Nobody's gonna think that it wasn't a rat. It was a mouse. It was too big, too small to be a rat. Rats are a lot bigger, I think. And rats have those really long tails, I think, as well. Mice have the short little cute tails. Camera in the hallway just turned on, but it was only a mouse. We'll get to see a few more of these critters, that's for sure. Yes, I'm afraid so. I clearly prefer Peter. You know what? I will say I prefer Peter over Mickey's as well, but you know, they're cute too. Do you remember our trip to Canada? Ooh, I want to know about the trip to Canada. Did you see many rats? You're getting around a bit. Tell me about the trip to Canada. I tried to forget about it. Tammy doesn't like the Canada trip. It was like this. Tammy was hungry during the night. Well, she's pretty much always hungry. Getting rude. All of us were already sleeping. Stop it, Leon. She decided to have a sandwich. But she was too lazy to crawl out of her sleeping bag and put the rest of the sandwich back in the cooler. Jarek says it was so funny. Tammy says, come on, it's so embarrassing, Leon. So she just put the other half on her nightstand. Nightstand? Oh, I can see what. Look, I can see. She put the other half on the nightstand. Next thing you know, she wakes up and there's probably a bunch of mice just sitting there staring at her in her face while they munching down on her sandwich. I guarantee that's what happened. But look, I think I can see where this is going. And guess what? The first thing Tammy saw when she opened her eyes in the morning was 4 rats feeding on the sandwich. I knew it, just munching down on that sandwich, probably staring at her the entire time too. Yep, I've never seen anyone jump out of their sleeping bag so fast. You're so mean. Here's what happened. Oh man, so embarrassing. Tammy jumped up, took off running, and tripped over her own sleeping bag and face planted on the floor. I'd pay to see that. I would. Totally wiped out. That's great. Stop it. I almost died. Almost died from embarrassment. Since then, I no longer leave anything edible lying around. Well, luckily for you guys, you don't have anything edible. It was completely ridden by mold and maggots. Now that you all had your bit of fun, Jarek, what's up? Where are you? On my way. Still need a bit of time though. The cemetery is off the beaten track. I need to talk to you guys later, by the way. Talk about what so we talked to Jarek in the last video. We talked to Jarek and he's going to come clean about how we're hacking into Henry Fontz's cloud and stuff, and he's going to let the rest of the group know that we're doing that. Talk about if Jarek wants to talk, it usually doesn't mean anything good. We'll talk later in the dining hall, okay? Can't wait. This freaking fog. If Jarek even makes it there, he's going to get lost in the fog. He's never going to make it back to tell everybody what was going on. Oh, Jarek. So, you got something for me. Oh, yeah. Check this MP3, voice of Henry Fontz. This voice recording. An audio file. Interesting. I'll listen to it when I get back to you. Oh, and get back to you. Not when I do, but and get back. Mika. The story about that grave is pretty out there. The whole trip in general is so exciting. First, I get to meet you. Then this cool scavenger hunt that actually leads up to this old mausoleum. And I'm sure something must be there. Why else would it have been written all on this wall? Like you said before, Jarek must have missed something. Jarek wasn't being completely honest with you. That's possible, for sure. Maybe you guys will find something tomorrow. I want to send her the winky face, because I like sending the winky face, but I kind of like the whole, maybe you guys will find something tomorrow. I'm sending the winky face. Gotta send the winky face. That would be awesome. Admittedly, I'm always amazed Jarek isn't scared at all. He learned from Tongue Tie, because Tongue Tie doesn't get scared. I don't get scared. Jarek doesn't get scared. Neither one of us ever get scared. We're not scared of anything. No fear. Zero mero. I would never dare to go there alone. Cemeteries are such strange places, don't you think? Not really. I don't know. I don't really think cemeteries are strange, per se. Okay, let's ask what she means. I mean, if you've never walked around a cemetery at midnight or 3 o'clock in the morning, I mean, are you really living? On the one hand, it's so sad, so gloomy. On the other, they're so peaceful. I don't know. There's so much death and yet so much hope. You know what I mean? They're kind of special places. Cemeteries I think are definitely special places. Special for many reasons. My sister thinks cemeteries are terrible. It's hard to describe. Somehow I feel connected to these places since... Oh my god, why am I telling you all this? Look, it's okay. Annie told me about your parents, since your parents have... should we tell her that Annie told us? I'm going to tell her that Annie told us. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Annie told me about your parents. Oh, you've been texting again. Well, a little bit. Not a ton. Like, not enough. But that was pretty tough for us. Oh, premium chat option. And this is why you became a ghost hunter? Question mark. Is this why you became a ghost hunter, Mika? I've honestly never really thought about it. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. After all, you said you were more the anxious type. It was just a thought. I mean, you did say you're more of the anxious type. True. I never looked at it from that angle before. I guess there's some truth to it. These old walls have something morbid about them. The steady decay. It's just like life. With the day of our birth, the decay begins slowly but unstoppable, and it leads inevitably to death. Some go sooner, some later. It's like building these. They're built, they're full of life for a while, shelter, refuge, home, and at some point their time has come. That's pretty deep. As deep, all things come to an end. It's a good look. It's pretty deep, for sure. You think my fascination with these ruins has anything to do with the death of my parents? I really can't answer that. I mean, I'm a realist. I don't believe in ghosts or that kind of thing. But when I think about it, secretly, I've got hope that maybe someday I'll get a sign. Something that gives me hope there's something after death, which gives me hope my parents are still out there somewhere. I miss them a lot, Tongue-Tied. I bet you do. Of course, I bet you do. I mean, we all have loved ones that we've lost that we'd give up just about anything to be with again, just to spend a few extra minutes with, and I don't know, maybe say I love you again to them. When you really start to think about it, never take time for granted. Never take a day for granted. Tell people that you love them. Spend as much time as you can with your loved ones. And make sure that they know that. Make sure that they know that they're loved. Because you never know when that time expires. Whether it's them, whether it's you. It's impossible to know. Could be tomorrow. Could be 80 years from now. Don't take time for granted. Don't take experiences for granted. Live life to the fullest. Live it with your loved ones. And make sure that they know that. Make sure that they know that they're loved. It's really, really important. You never know when the last time you say I love you to somebody is going to be. It's almost depressing to think about. Now you can probably imagine why Ina's video upset me so much. She knows exactly how hard all this is for me. And then she sends a video like that. So this is a point where we can potentially stick up for Ina and say, hey, maybe she didn't send that. Maybe something else happened. But what if the video really didn't come from her? Clearly that went too far. Do you really think she did? Look, what if the video didn't come from her? There's some strange things going on right now, and she claims that she didn't send it. Who else was it then? The two of them are often messing with us, but that went way too far. And then she denies it. Look, you really think she's lying? I don't think she's lying. Do you have a better explanation? Yeah, ghosts. I'm not sure if that's a better explanation, but it's probably gonna come to fruition. It's probably gonna turn out true. I'm so mad, honestly. I would be too. Would she be that cynical though? Look, would she really be that cynical? Like, you guys are friends. Would she really send something like that to you? I don't know. Ina is actually pretty cool, and their pranks are mostly harmless. No idea what she was thinking. Again, you're kind of telling yourself that it wasn't her. Pranks are mostly harmless. She's actually a cool person. It doesn't sound like something Ina would do. Anyway, what did Annie want this time? And why did she tell you about our parents in the first place? She still can't reach you. Like I said, she's worried. Look, like I said, she's worried. She's worried about you, Mika. I get it, but sometimes it is too much. Anyway, she seems to like you. I think she does like me. I think she does. What gives you that idea? You think so? With smiley face, nonsense. We don't know each other. Like, you think so? You check yes or no, right? It's pretty obvious to me. Normally, she doesn't talk about this with strangers at all, but she opened up to you. That's why I'm sure she likes you. Otherwise, she would have never have told you about our parents. Winky face. Okay, I gotta admit, I like her too. You're really seeing ghosts now, Mika. Then I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint her. Look, I'm gonna let you know. Look, I gotta admit, I like her too. Jerk. I would have been surprised if you didn't. Jarek says LOL in all caps. Good old Mr. Fontz exaggerated big time. Dead birds, an open grave, the remains of Sister Brown. No wonder his books are selling like hotcakes. Anyway, he does seem to have the diary. There were more files in the folder. I'd love to know what happens next in his recording. Look, I would love to know what happens next in the recording. Definitely, for sure. Me too, Jarek says. We'll have to follow up on that tongue-tied. Fontz seems to have found out quite a bit about this orphanage. Yes, I can't wait to find out what happens next. Totally. We gotta say, look, I can't wait to find out what happens next. Reach 50% to continue. We will reach that in the next video and find out what happens next in Henry Fontz's diary. I hope you guys are enjoying Orphans as much as I am, and if you want to see more, if you are enjoying this that much, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the Tethered. As always, thanks for watching. Love you all. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.